What's up YouTube? Brian here, back again with another video. Today we're going to do an old-fashioned unboxing. I haven't done an unboxing video on this channel in a while. I love doing them. I just haven't, the planets haven't aligned for me to film one. I've been getting a lot of boxes. I just haven't sat down to actually record opening them. And today's a perfect storm because it's kind of, well, speaking of storms, it's a wet, cold, cloudy, kind of a gloomy day here in Minnesota, and I got some time this afternoon, and a big heavy box from Omnia just showed up with a major restock of a bait that I have been plowing through my stock of them this spring, and we're going to talk about that bait and a bunch of other stuff that I got in the Omnia order. And I also got a really cool box from our friends at Exone, showing off some of their stuff that they got coming out with iCast. So we'll dive into the Exone box, but first we're going to do the Omnia box. So the Omnia box is stuff I purchased and had sent to me. The Exone stuff, full disclosure, Exone reached out to me on Instagram. I'm not on the pro staff. I don't have any relationship with Exone whatsoever, but I'm a big fan of theirs. And they shot me a message and said, hey, we got some cool stuff coming out for iCast. Do you want some to play with and try out and, post content about, whatever you want. So they shot me a box of freebies that we're going to dive into and check out, give you some of my initial impressions on that stuff. So let's go into the Omnia box first. This thing is heavy, like weight. I think this whole order was around 400 bucks. I kind of posted about it on Instagram. Anyway, a couple things about this box. Number one, there's a lot of stuff for me. But in this box is also some baits that I'm going to be gifting to two 13-year-old boys that I have been boat captaining for on the Minnetonka fishing team. So there's these two boys. Shout out to Isaiah and Ari. I've been fishing with them for I started captaining for them last year, and I'm captaining for them this year. They're super eaten up with bass fishing, and Lou's Strike King is a sponsor of the Minnetonka bass fishing team. So they're like super geeked out about Strike King anything. And Omnia is running a 25% off sale right now on Strike King on their website. If you're watching this video later on, the sale might not be going, but as of posting this video, the sale is on. So I grabbed a little care package for each of them. So I ordered 2 of everything so I can split it, give Ari, give Isaiah a bunch of baits. So all the Strike King stuff in this box are for them. I'm just going to hook them up. We got a tournament on Monday. I'm going to give them little goodie bags. The rest of the stuff is for me. So we're going to dive into this box. There's a lot of stuff. I'm going to try and sort through it. We'll get through this as fast as we can. Obviously, I'm going to start off with the free beef jerky that Omnia likes to throw into big orders. So I think if you order over 50 or 100 bucks or something, they tend to throw in a free sample of this Wild River jerky. I like this stuff. This is actually really good jerky. Like, I buy this stuff regardless of getting it free. It's fantastic. So shout out to Wild River jerky. Very good to have in the boat. I don't even know where to start. This is like full of stuff. I'm going to sort it out. A lot of this stuff is kind of the same things but different colors. So right off the top, I ordered, let's go through some of the Strike King stuff because that sale's going on. I ordered baits from Strike King that I really like to throw that I'm just going to hook Ari and Isaiah up with. So first thing first, KVD 1.5s. I don't know if these guys have many shallow cranks, these boys. So I'm going to hook them up with just a regular old bluegill colored KVD 1.5. I ordered 2 of these, 1 for each kid. So you're going to notice the theme. I got 2 of each. But anyway, shout out. I love KVD 1.5s. They're just a classic. Inexpensive, easy to get bait, and they work, especially up here in Minnesota, throwing these around grass. Great bait to just fish off the dock with. I also got some swim jigs. So I think these boys are kind of getting to the point where they're starting to throw bait casters a little more and getting a little better at it. So I thought some 1/4 ounce, so here I can't see these, but just some regular old 1/4 ounce, which is my personal favorite size of swim jig. So I got some regular 1/4 ounce swim jigs, and then I got some Rage grubs to put on as trailers. So I think personally 1/4 ounce swim jigs with the regular Rage Menace trailers, this is like the perfect shallow cover swim jig setup up here. You can throw it around docks, you can throw it around reeds, you can throw it just up anywhere in 5 foot or less of water. This thing's gonna get bit and you can get it through cover really easily. So anyway, I got some of these for the boys. Let's see, I also got some regular green pumpkin Rage grubs. I can't remember if I bought trailers or I bought jigs to put these on as trailer, but I'm also going to hook the boys up with Rage Menace. Rage Menaces to me are just the all-time classic do-everything trailer. Can put it on regular jigs, flipping jigs, swim jigs. You can throw on the back of a spinnerbait. You can throw on the back of a chatterbait, rig it sideways on the back of a chatterbait or a spinnerbait, anything like that, any moving baits you can throw it on as a trailer. Just an all-around great plastic to have. You can throw it on a Ned rig. You can throw it on a swing head. A lot of people love dragging these behind swing heads on like rock and gravel for smallmouth. It's just a great all-around bait. Gets bit, and it's always available, and it's not that expensive. So I'm a big fan of the Rage grubs. I always have been. Got another Strike King 1.5. Like I said, 2 of everything. I'm going to try and peel out some of the Strike King stuff in here since we're on that topic. The Rage Bug. So I'm definitely going to hook these boys up with Rage Bugs. This is probably my all-time most productive Texas rig bait. I've said that in the past on videos, but if you're going to give me a medium-heavy bait casting rod with a Texas rig, this is my #1 plastic I'm going to bust out every single time. It just works everywhere for largemouth. It's just an all-time classic. It's a little soft, so you kind of go through them pretty quick, but man, do these things get bit. This is my warm, blanky Texas rig plastic, the Strike King Rage Bug. So if you want to pick up any of this stuff, obviously I'm going to have links in the description of this video where you can just go check these out on Omnia and take advantage of the Strike King sale that's going on. Oh yeah, I did get some swim jigs in the green color. So I got some green pumpkin swim jigs for the boys, and I got some white, and then I got green pumpkin and silvery trailers for to match up with both of them. So yeah, just a regular old tour grade swim jig. Perfectly fine swim jig for some budding young bass anglers. Another bait I want to get out of the way is I picked these up for myself because this is a color that I have not tried yet. I have so many TRD ticklers. This is a really great Ned bait. Especially like these things just get slurped up in Wisconsin by smallmouth versus the regular TRD. I don't know what it is. I think maybe the fish see the regular TRD more often, but then you throw the tickler on the back where it's got the little appendages, or even like a hula stick, and the bass go a little crazy for these things. I have not tried this color. It's called Laguna Shrimp. So I want to try this on some clear lake. So this is just for me. New color. Try it out. Play with it. Add it to the archive of ticklers that I have. So the main event. The reason this box is so flippin' heavy is I bought an obscene, ridiculous amount of 5-inch DEPS Sakamata shads. Now, people in this video who know about this bait are probably like, oh yeah, I did that too. I got a bunch of these things. People who have not been exposed to this bait, let me give you a primer. So I'm going to just talk about this as if this is the first time you're hearing about the DEPS Sakamata shad. So I bought literally piles of these in many colors. I spent hundreds of dollars to restock. It's obscene. This box is insanely full of the 5-inch Sakamata shads. Now there's a reason. Number one, these baits are extremely soft, and they catch fish, and you blow through them quickly. These are almost like Senkos in the fact that if you just rig a hook through them, it is literally one fish baits, especially if the fish is like a smallmouth where they're swimming on, jumping, doing all crazy stuff. These don't last very long. However, they really do get bit. Now, the Sakamata shad comes in a bunch of different sizes. It comes in the 4-inch, the 5-inch, the 6-inch, the 7-inch. I think 7's maybe the biggest. I don't know. I don't use anything past the 6-inch. But the 5-inch is absolutely the most popular size of this, and also the hardest to get. Shops get these things in stock. They don't get a ton of them. Obviously, Omnia got a ton of them because they're still in stock. So you might want to run over, links in the description, and grab these while you can. But I'm going to tear open a package of these real quick just to kind of give you guys a look at this bait. Now, like I said, you guys who know this bait, this is nothing new. But if you're new and you've never heard of these Sakamata shads and why they're so popular, let me explain it. So number one, this is a kind of a regular old fluke style bait, right? Looks like your old average everyday Zoom super fluke. However, it's got wings. So it's got these 2 little wings on the side. And what this does is this gives this bait really cool fall action. So when you throw this out weightless on an EWG hook, which is kind of how everyone started fishing these, it's got a really cool fall, right? It kind of swirls. It kind of does tube-like things. This is just a really cool bait weightless. However, the reason these things are so hard to get is these things are incredible mid-strolling baits. Now, I am not doing any hyperbole here. I have been mid-strolling with this bait all year, and it is my #1 favorite mid-strolling bait. There's a lot of great mid-strolling baits. I'm not saying this is the only one that works and it's the only one that catches fish, but this is my favorite, and there's a couple reasons for this. I have been throwing this bait. I'm probably going to do a whole video breaking down mid-strolling baits and heads because I have been experimenting with these things like crazy this year. And the reason this thing is so great is this gets a lot of attention on the fall. When you rig this with a jig head, and you're going to want to put a 2 to 3/0 on the 5-inch. 3/0 seems to be what most people use. You can use just a regular small ball head jig on this, but the Range Rover head, so the heads that are kind of built for mid-strolling. So the mid-strolling is when you're throwing it out and you're shaking the rod really lightly and it's going side to side, flashing. Like when it gets that flashing going, that's mid-strolling. Throwing the bait out, having it fall, and then you pull in the slack line and you just shake the rod and the bait goes side to side. That is mid-strolling. End of story. Okay, so when you are mid-strolling this bait, the fall on this thing with a jig head is fantastic. It gets a lot of attention. So when you throw this into a school of fish or even a round fish, fish almost always come up and are just curious about this thing because it must look really natural, lifelike under the water. But the secret sauce with this bait is because of these, I'm guessing it's because of these wings. When you're fishing this bait with forward-facing sonar, now this is for all the boat people or whatever with the forward-facing sonar. This is closed circuit to you guys. When you're throwing this bait on a jig head and you're using the right soft rod, you can shake this thing and almost literally get it to hover in the water column. It doesn't go up, it doesn't go down, doesn't go forward, it doesn't go back. It's like a Harrier jet under the water with the right rod. You don't want to use a super, like a 7-foot medium or medium heavy with this thing. You want to use a medium light or even a light action rod, something with a very soft tip. And when you get this bait out there and it gets to the spot you want it in the water column on your forward-facing sonar, you can just kind of pull in the line and just shake it. And this thing is just going to sit there and flash back and forth and be so easy to control in the water. You can drop this so accurately in front of a fish, keep it on the fish. You're not going to pull it away from him unless you want to. But the amount of control that you can impart on this bait with forward-facing sonar with a soft rod is incredible. I've been able to drop this onto, I'll give you an example. Just the other day, I was out forward-facing sonar with my active target. I'm on a grass line. It's about 20 feet deep. Grass comes up to about, pretty tall grass, came up to probably about 7-8 feet under the water. I saw 2 bright dots, just fish sitting on that grass. I dropped this bait right down. Okay, so if the dot is right here, I threw the bait in, goes, psh. So here's the dot. I threw the bait in, psh, comes down. I'm watching on my forward-facing sonar. I want it to be right about there. I pulled the line tight and just started shaking, and this bait just sat there above this dot, just going like this. And I didn't pull it up. I didn't pull it forward, back. I just got it to sit and kind of hover. And you know what happened? That dot kind of creeped up, saw it like that, and then all of a sudden, doop, I set the hook, and it was a 25-inch amazing thick walleye. Like it was like, poof, it just came up. But the thing is, I got that bait to just sit on top of that fish. It didn't run up and hit it right away. It was sitting there hovering. It kind of noticed it, kind of came up real curious like, and all of a sudden the tip of my rod went, doop. It just scooped it, swam off, and then poof. So my point is the Sakamata shad, there's, like I said, there's other baits that can do this. This is not the only bait you can have this kind of control for, but it's just really good. And man, it gets bit. There's so many good colors too. I'm not going to go through all the colors. You can go on Omnia's website and see the different colors. This one in particular is probably my favorite. This is the Biwako Shad or Biwako Wagasaki, something like that. But it's kind of the most bluegilly. It's got a lot of blue flake in it, pearl bottom, green pumpkin top. This is just probably an all-around for a bluegill lake or even a perch lake. Anyway, point is, these things get bit. They're wonderful. I'm sure people don't like me talking about this on the video, even though this is like the worst kept secret in bass fishing right now is how good the Sakamata shad is for strolling. Yes, you can get the other strolling baits, but man, this thing is just, if you want impeccable, accurate control of a bait out in deep water, shallow water, anywhere that you are really dialed in on your forward-facing sonar setup and you can make really great casts and you have good eye vision and you can like know where your bait is and how to control it. Once you kind of get all the other factors dialed in, the bait, your electronics, your boat position, your boat control, your line, the picking the right head, once you throw one of these things on, you can get out there and just crack fish with these things. So anyway, big fan of the DEPS Sakamata shad. I bought enough to last me hopefully a couple of years. I don't think I'm going to be doing a DEPS Sakamata shad restock in a while. So anyway, I literally got so many different colors. These are all 5-inch. I'm just going to throw them on the floor because I want to get, there's other stuff in this box I want to get to. But anyway, that is my rant on the DEPS Sakamata shad. Check them out. All the colors are amazing. This one is, I think, the Reservoir shad. This is a really popular one for shad lakes. People love this color. Some of the colors fly out, like one of the harder ones to get is the Golden Shiner is a hard color to kind of pick up because that seems to be a color that doesn't come out as often, and then when they are out, they fly out. Like, I don't think Omni even got it in the Golden Shiner color. Anyway, this is just the regular, this is like the Pepper Wagasaki. This is the exact color that I caught that giant walleye on a Clearwater, Wisconsin lake. So, yeah. Anyway, if you're not on the DEPS Sakamata Shad kick, Omnia has these in stock. They probably aren't going to last. By the time you're watching this video, they might be kind of low or gone. But anyway, go grab them. This is, I think, electric shad. Like I said, I bought a lot. I made a major investment in these. Most people have. You see a lot of, so there's a lot of bass pros, like guys who fish tournaments. They buy these things by the giant box full. They spend like $800 and just stockpile these things, because you blow through them pretty quick and they are fish catchers. So anyway, shout out to DEPS and the Sakamata Shad, and shout out to Omnia for their big restock, and I just went ham. Still got more. Let's talk about another forward-facing sonar bait. So people have been hitting me up on Instagram telling me about this bait. That is also one I need to check out in my forward-facing sonar adventures, and that is the Yum FF Minnow. So I have not tried these yet. I grabbed a pack in the 4-inch, and I grabbed a pack in the 5-inch, and I'm going to give these a whirl as well, because I'm really, like I said, I'm really experimenting on forward-facing sonar baits. And I'm going to do a full video breakdown of all the ones that I like soon. And this is my first time seeing one of these, so this is pretty cool bait. Will it roll? That's a good question. I think the big thing about these things when you're looking at forward-facing sonar baits is, with a regular jig head, like a regular round ball, how hard is it and easy is it to get it to roll? Or do you need a head, like the range roller head, that will help assist in getting a bait rolling that maybe doesn't have natural rolling action built into the plastic? This thing is very square-like. So will it roll? That's a good question. I'm going to try this on the water. We'll test it out. It looks pretty good. The color scheme on this thing is really gorgeous. A lot of flake. This is the 10 Killer Gold. I grabbed this one because I like really flashy stuff, especially in clear water that I fish up in Minnesota, Wisconsin. Something with a lot of flake and a lot of flash. Definitely doesn't hurt. Brings fish over and gets them curious. I also ordered gizzard shad in the 4-inch. I'm not going to take that out of the package, but that's more of a clear with a lot of flake. Totally different color than the one I ordered. So I just ordered 2 packs of these. We're going to give them a roll. I got a whole binder full of various forward-facing sonar baits that I am testing out and trying. Last cool thing I think I got in this package, and one of the reasons it made it so heavy, is this stuff. So if you guys are boat owners, I have been a big fan of the Bling hot sauce for years. If you're not familiar with what this is, it's basically a way to spray and clean down your boat. I like how it comes in the, I'm not gonna, it's already, this thing's leaking a little bit. That's why they send these in these bags. But yeah, so if you're a boat owner and you're not on the hot sauce kick, this is a great way to just wipe down, clean your boat, give it a nice shine in between washes. So if you can't wash your boat all the time, but you really want to give it a nice coating and clean it up really good, this hot sauce works fantastically. It gets rid of water spots, gets rid of dirt, gets rid of boat dock gunk. This is just, I usually spray this stuff after my, when I get off the water with my boat, I'm usually spraying it down with the hot sauce before I put it away, or when I take my boat out the next time, I give it a nice little spritz and wipe down before I take the boat out. So if you're keeping your boat looking nice, this is a good in-between washes option. I always have a bottle of this stuff. I just finished a bottle and I grabbed another restock of it off of Omnia. So yeah, big fan of the hot sauce from Bling. And I think that's all the goodies that I have. Just some more Sakamata shads and some more Strike King stuff. But anyway, shout out to Omnia. Love the big old DEPS Sakamata restock, and hooking up my youth anglers with some cool Strike King stuff with a discount. So this box, last thing I'm going to unbox here is, this is just a goodie box that Exone sent me. We're going to find out what they put in here. I'm going to pop her open. Exone are really cool. They're very, they communicate a lot on their Instagram. You can talk to them, ask them questions, whatever. They're just a really in tune company with their customers, and they're on social media quite a bit. So, oh, awesome. All right. So they have a new line of baits, and I'm going to do some advertising for them because they did send me some free stuff. So full disclosure, they have a new line of baits, like a sub line of their existing baits, and they're going to call it Stealth. So these are going to be smaller, more compact, teeny baits, kind of like Great Lake Finesse. I think that's their inspiration perhaps for some of this stuff. But anyway, they're coming out with a series called the Stealth Finesse Lures. We'll adjust this thing to what my normal hat size is. Throw it on just to give them a plug. Here you go, Exone. Send me a free hat. Of course, I'm going to wear it. Anyway, let's take a look. I know they have a couple different baits coming out. Let's talk about this one. This is called the Stealth Minnow. It looks like it's a 2 3/4 inch little teeny tiny bait. I'm assuming this is going to be good for drop shotting. Oh yeah, look at these little guys. Little snack size. Man, I love crappie fishing, and this is the kind of bait that I think would get destroyed by bigger crappies up here in Minnesota. So obviously a bass bait, but man, crappies and walleyes and other fish species are absolutely going to eat these things. They look very small. Let's take a look and see how. Yeah, so yeah, you're little tiny. This used to be considered a panfish bait, but now we are considering these small finesse baits to be bass baits, which is kind of cool. I like it. Downsizing is never a bad idea, especially in the summer and in the spring when, you know, bait is this small anyways. So anyway, this is the 2 3/4 inch scented stealth minnow from Exone. So yeah, maybe throwing on a little ball head jig, definitely a drop shot bait in my opinion. But anyway, yeah, so that's cool. They sent me a couple different colors of this. I got their classic 309. So if you're an Exone person, you're probably well aware of 309 because it's kind of one of their signature colors that works really well. It's just a bait fish pattern. So anyway, got a couple packs of those. Okay, this is a bait that they have already been posting about that I think is kind of cool. If you like DEPS, if you like the OSP Doe Live Craws, this thing seems very familiar to the Doe Live Craw. I don't think it's an exact copy, but to me it strikes a chord with that. This is the is also 2 3/4 inch scented stealth creature. So this is just a little finesse craw. Let's take this out. Oh, actually, I'm sorry. This has appendages. This is not the craw bait. This is more like a little teeny creature bait. So this is cool. This looks like something that I would absolutely throw on a Ned head. The appendages aren't super big like an OSP Doe Live Craw in the 3-inch. But yeah, this looks like a really great little bait to throw on Ned head. Maybe even free rig with a 1/0 EWG hook. So yeah, little free rig bait. You could even nose hook this thing and definitely drop shot it. Cool bait. I'm actually excited to throw this on a Ned head. I think that's what this is going to be great on. Little 1/0 Ned. Throw it out around some rocks for some smallies. All right, so that is the stealth creature. So we got a minnow stealth bait. We got a creature stealth bait. I know there's a craw one. I'm hoping it's in the box here because I saw it on their Instagram stories. Yep, here it is. This is a 2 1/2 inch scented craw. So this to me, what I saw on their online stuff looks to me like a cool bait. This looks like a great trailer for a small finesse jig. So if you're throwing a 1/0 or 2/0 finesse jig, this looks like a totally legit craw. Obviously, you could throw this on a Ned head as well. This thing is little teeny tiny guy. Reminds me a little bit of the Doe Live Craw. Is it? Yeah, Doe Live Craw. Anyway, this thing's cool. Yeah, like that. Comes in a nice clamshell. You get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 baits here. So yeah, if you're into the finesse baits, you're into throwing small stuff, you might want to check out this new line from Exone that is debuting at iCast. And I don't know when these are going to be available. These are not up for sale on Omni or Tackle Warehouse quite yet, but I'm guessing they are going to be very soon. And we got tubes. Okay, this is cool. So let's take this out. This is a 2 1/4 inch finesse tube, and it looks like they also sent me some heads. So we got, and they look, let's see, they are 1/8. I don't know the hook size. Let's see, does it say? I'm guessing these are 1/0 or smaller. They are pretty small. So I got 1/4 ounce and 1/8 ounce in the Stealth Finesse heads. We'll take the tubes out and take a peek at them. So obviously I'm going to throw these around for smallmouth maybe next weekend or pretty soon. Looks like a pretty cool finesse tube. Exone already makes really good tubes as it is. So this is smaller than their current finesse tube. So I think they have a 3-inch. That I've used in the past, and their tubes are really great. So yeah, so you get a pack of 1, 2, 3. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you get 7 tubes in the package here. I don't know what any of the prices are for these baits, unfortunately, right now because they're not out. So I'm guessing they're going to be around $6, something like that. That's my guess, maybe around $5, $6. So anyway, that's the new tubes that they have coming out, and it looks like that's it for the finesse. Oh, they sent me another color. This is it. Oh, they're doing the scented craw or the stealth craw in the 309, which is, you know, one of their classic colors. So they sent me a bunch of stuff in 309, which I love 309, so that's great. The rest of the stuff in the thing is just other Exone baits. They sent me some goodies. Oh, that's cool. Okay, so they sent me some Ned zones in the 309. So thanks to Exone for sending me. These are great. If you haven't thrown the 309 in the Exone Ned bait, this just catches everything. This is a great walleye bait. I've caught a ton of walleye off 309 Exone Ned baits. You know, because it looks just like bait fish, and when you drag it along the bottom and you hop it, maybe it looks like a bait fish that's kind of eating on the bottom. And walleyes love to come over and just pin this thing down and eat it. So great walleye bait, great bass bait, great everything bait. So 309 Ned zones. Looks like they sent me some Fat Finesse, MB Fat Finesse worms. These are really good for Nico rigging. So if you're a Nico person, if you're not throwing the 6-inch Fat Finesse worms, these are really, really good Nico worms because I'll take one out. They have a kind of a bulbous, or not a bulbous, but they have a lot of meat in the head of the worm right here. So it's really great for shoving a nail weight in. So this is a great worm to, you know, you put your hook here, you put your nail weight here, and you drag this sucker through grass, and it absolutely gets bit. This color in particular is the tilapia, which I think is one of their newer colors. It looks very just kind of green pumpkin with blue flake, so it's kind of a bluegilly color if you ask me. But anyway, great. You can Texas rig this bait, obviously, but to me, this is a great Nico worm. So if you're looking for a new Nico worm to try out, definitely give the Exone Fat Finesses. And then the last bait they sent me that I want to talk about is, oh, they sent me some, this is the Morning Dawn. So this is I love throwing pink Ned worms for largemouth. This bait in this color, and really any Ned baits in the kind of Morning Dawn, absolutely, especially in the middle of summer. I love catching largemouth on this. Largies love pink Ned baits when it's hot. And then the last bait, I've talked about this bait many times on this channel. This is my all-time favorite crayfish bait for trailers. This is just the old muscleback finesse. So this is 3 1/4. This is great for jig heads, football jigs, free rigs. This is just my go-to everyday trailer for jigs. I just have a ton of these in my boat. I go through them all year long. If I don't know what trailer to throw on, I'm throwing on a muscleback finesse. Because of that 3 1/4 inch size, it just makes it very versatile. You can throw it on bigger jigs. You can bite a segment off and throw it on a finesse jig. It just fits kind of everything. You can throw on the back of a swim jig as well. So anyway, this is just my bread and butter. I know a lot of people like chigger craws or rage craws or speed craws. To me, this is my daily crayfish bait / jig trailer. Great bait. I go through a ton of these. This is my favorite color is the green pumpkin black. This is I have, like I said, if you go into my boat at any time during the year, I have at least 3 or 4 packs of these in the boat at all times, ready to go. Football jig trailer. This is my main bread and butter football jig trailer all year. So anyway, thanks Exone for sending me that stuff. Really cool. I love talking about new baits. Shout out to Omnia with the big depth stock amount of restock. Now your boy is stocked up on these things for the next 7 years. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the unboxing video. If you want to talk about anything, leave a comment down in the video and we'll get a discussion going. But anyway, thanks for watching. Hit like and subscribe if you have not yet, and we will see you on the next video.